998 Mike Alpha, traffic 10 o'clock, 10 miles northbound, altitude and take 5,600, type unknown. Sure. 998 Mike Alpha, verify destination, continuous, that's on before.
Alright, that's up. Why aren't you up?
Extra the uniform, Charlie India, contact approach 120.5.
120.5, thank you for all the day.
998 Mike Alpha, trigger at Lee County, Romeo Sierra Whiskey, direct Lima Alpha Lima, direct Cross City, Charlie Tango Yankee, direct destination.
Alright, I think we're up here. Hey everybody, welcome aboard. Captain Mike here. I'm in Chicago and we're going to head on over to New York. This is a 2-hour ride, American Airlines Flight 696. I just got everything all set up in the flight deck for X-Plane. Up next is going to be 2020. But I want to do my first real run since updating these computers and getting them all back up to date. So we're just about ready for push and start to get on out of here. I don't have any screens in the back because this tablet's dead again, so I don't have any of that for you. Alright, with that said, how about we get on out of here? Let's get these doors buttoned up. And let's get on APU power here. Got fuel in the center tank. And let's get these doors buttoned up.
719er Whiskey Romeo, contact approach 124.02.
2402 for Whiskey, I'll get that.
Flight Ecuador 1464, contact approach 120.5.
120.5, line Ecuador 1458.
So I'm hoping that we're going to have a real nice smooth performance out of these two computers now. They are locked and they're not budging at anything, and the numbering on here is great. The CPU is 0.0154 and the GPU is 0.0297. So we should have a pretty smooth run. Alright, we're just waiting on the APU here. Alright, let's get that up. And let's just say we waited a minute. Alright, let's get disconnected from ground here. Get rid of you, get rid of you. And brakes, and plenty of brake pressure. You should be off. And let's remove the chocks. And let's call for push.
Cockpit, KJFK. Yeah, 727, contact center 126.52.
2652, United Center 27.
So if this flight works out alright, then tomorrow I start working on 2020. Shouldn't be too much to do there. The interface is all done, FSUIPC is all done. Basically it's going to be just the glass screens for the most part. Alright, here comes our tow.
American 1751, Center Roger, clear direct Alvis, finding flight level 370.
Direct Alvis, up to level 370, American 71.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Request level 280, American
1751, funding table 2.
And we got 28 right on the way out. This should be a relatively easy taxi. Hopefully they'll just shoot us out to Victor. Had to reinstall Windows 11 in my left computer again. I couldn't get reshade working for some reason. And the only way to get it back was to reinstall Windows 11.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, so we're good to go. Are we on ground here? Ground is 118.05. Chicago ground, American 696 at Kilo 10, ready for push and start with Oscar.
11, Chicago ground push and start approved, tail northwest.
All right, so we're good to go. So let's get that clock going. And let's release the brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, packs are off. Pressure's good. Anti-collision lights coming on, and we're going to start number 2. Looks like that gate's off a little bit. I may have to kick up the lighting in that right one a little bit.
124.55 over Fundy and 135.1 over Canoa and Max.
Oh, that's stable.
Roger for number 386.
Right, close, auto. Pressure's good, starting 1.
American 14, 17, what's your flight level 330?
American 14, 17, Center Roger. American 1334, clear direct standby.
So I basically have the graphics up full blast in X-Plane 12 now. And I'm running traffic global at 100%.
Center Cayman 104, switching flight level 300. United West Jet 26, Naughty with you at 360.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Building 13, 316,000.
Everyone,
All right. And we got a clean board.
American 1191, I just want to verify funding to about 340. American 2515, I will check in the same call.
To my speeds.
Bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time, and have fun up there.
Came in 104, clear
Speeds
direct
disappeared
standby,
there.
the sandbar to arrival lane.
All right, there goes the tow.
000.
ETA, auto, and you're on auto. And let me have the flight controls here.
American 1383, McKenna Roger, funding to flight level 3.
All right, that's looking pretty good. Chicago ground, American 696 at intersection Alpha 12, looking to taxi to runway 28, right.
United 1127, taxi to runway 28 right via Alpha, A18 Victor Yankee, contact tower on 128.15 when ready for departure.
Clear to taxi to 28 right via Alpha 18 Victor Yankee, contact tower on 128.15 when ready. Good night. All right, we'll switch on over right now, and we are good to go. All right, Victor Yankee.
American 15 Charlie Romeo, Roger making visual separation when able to proceed direct to Zibo.
One aircraft disappearing there on the right computer. What's up with that? Looks like they're all disappearing on the right. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. Interesting.
My name is Mara, and on behalf of the entire crew,
Signal 104, clear direct standbar to join the standbar to arrival.
Get that Delta ready, we're flying direct climb right now, Cayman.
Emma, James, Emily, and Dave. We are thrilled to have you with us today. The estimated flight time is approximately 1 hour and 38 minutes. Before we take off, I would like to go over some important safety information. First, please ensure your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your back. To unfasten, simply lift the button. In the unlikely event of losing cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the compartment above. Pull the mask toward you to start.
And we got it right here.
Place it over your nose and mouth and secure it with the elastic.
Here's Victor.
First, before assisting others. For water landings, we have life vests located under your seats. To use them, pull the vest
Cayman
out,
104,
slip it
change
over
my
your
frequency
head, and pull the straps
133.5.
tight.
35,
Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tube. Now, regarding emergency exits, on this Boeing
So it looks like I got to take a look at Traffic Global on that left computer.
Contact center, approach 120.5.
But that's it so far from cold and dark to taxiing out right now. Everything else is looking pretty good. Even the AI aircraft on the move, there's one coming in now. The camera should pick it up as it comes in through the window. They're running pretty smooth as they're on the move.
pleasant flight with us today. I will now inform the captain.
Should be picking them up now coming in. So I'd say I probably have about 98% of the flick is gone. I think what's left is probably out of my ability. See, that looks nice and smooth, the aircraft coming in.
American 1334 descend via the sandbar to arrival in.
We have a sandbar 2 landing, American 13.
Hey Jackson and Camilla, how's it going? I've been down for a little while. I was a little bit under the weather and then I rebuilt 2 computers, so we're just having our first real flight since getting them upgraded to the AMD 9950X CPUs and the faster RAM and all that. So from the testing that I did real quick yesterday, looked pretty good. Only thing I think I have to look at now, I've got aircraft disappearing on the left from Traffic Global, so that might just be a registration issue, which I should be able to fix. 1, 2, 3, no big deal. Alright, to Yankee. This is Yankee here, and then we're going to take this right down to the end. Alright, Victor, Victor 7, and then, alright. We're heading right there, basically. And we're going to be doing the Parkway Visual into 13 left in Kennedy. I love that approach. So I've got that set up already. And with the night lighting all set up, hopefully that's going to look pretty cool.
American 1751, contact center 124.55.
So up next, I got to swap out these 3 monitors. That might not be for a little while, though. Chicago Tower, American 696, holding short, runway 28 left, ready for departure. Oh, I'm on the wrong way. I got to get over here. You're an idiot.
27 Chicago Tower, runway 28 right, winds 185 at 13, gusting 27. Fly runway heading, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 28 right, American 696. Idiot, I'm in the wrong spot. I'm in the wrong spot. We got to come over here and make a quick right. Oopsie. 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 So I'm not paying attention. We got a left and then there's our runway. Right here. Pay attention, Louis. Alright, let's get out of here. Come off. You're up. Get my clock going. You're TARA.
Contact center 124.55. 2455 or CAD, I need 2 today.
Another couple of aircraft on the move there.
4.55.
Give me 40%.
Packet 357, contact the center 124.55.
Packet 390.
Stable, Toga.
124.55.
Thrust set. Airspeed is active. Got some winds pushing.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold. We're stable through 80. Oh yeah, those winds are pushing big time. 20 knots.
V1, rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up. Oh, easy there, buddy.
400.
I'm in 21 and 40, contact
1,000.
128.22.
United 1127, contact departure on 133.625.
Contact departure on 133.625, American 696. Good night. Departure, American 696 with you, climbing through 3,000, 4,000, inbound Napper.
1,000 to go.
United 1127, Chicago departure, radar contact, clear direct Duffee, climb and maintain, flight level 210.
Clear direct Duffee, climb, maintain, flight level 210, American 696. And we don't need that chart anymore. I'll take you, and you can have it now. Hemi flaps 1. Should have a pretty cool view out that window. And 208. We've been cleared up. Let's go. Up on the flaps. Come on, let's go. This version of Zibo seems to be a little bit sluggish here. What are you doing? Come on. I seem to have lost my audio. Oh, here we go. Audio's back. I don't know what that was all about there with the mod. That was a little weird. Hey, Alex, how's it going? And Woken Zone. Both of you snuck in here. How's it going? Warm in here. Should have a decent view out that front window, I hope. Get my head out of the way. Should have a good view out that left window. And those are my night lighting edits for those that, you know, if you don't like that, that's on me. That's not on Laminar. Pretty cool view.
United 1127, climb and maintain, flight level 240.
Climb, maintain, flight level 240, American 696. So we're cruising at 370 today. And today's ride in the real world, they did it in 2 hours. Climb and maintain, flight level 240, American 696. And we're coming up on 10. And we're climbing up beautifully, and the temperature's fine. N1, N2, fuel flow, oil temperature, quantity, vibrations, all looking beautiful. Pretty good run. The only thing was that little mishap on the way out there. Not that big of a deal, though.
Guests now use economy flight. Dear guests, we are now at
All right, that's enough. Yeah. Hoping we have a nice view coming into Kennedy. That Parkway Visual is amazing. So I'm hoping that we have some pretty decent weather. And the way I set this ride up, it's probably going to run a little bit longer than they do in the real world, because I took the Lendy arrival into, which will leave us north of the city, just about even with LaGuardia, but west. And then we're going to head down the west side of Manhattan. And then we're going to swing a looping turn, and then we'll come in and we'll do the Parkway Visual into 13 left. So the city should be lit up rather nice on the way in, and we should have a nice view into Kennedy. 61. That looks pretty nice from here. And again, my night lighting, so if you're not crazy about that, that's on me.
United 1127, climb and maintain flight level 320.
Climb, maintain flight level 320, American 696. And we're good up to 320. And we can get rid of those center pumps. All right, so we are inbound DUFEE, and at DUFEE we should have 16.2 on the fuel. We've got 17.2. We should have 10.8 when we get in. And Lendy 8. And 13 left. Very good. All right, we're pretty mellow. We're going to let them run around. We're not getting bounced around all that much. Chicago looks rather nice down there. And that's reshade I'm using as well as my night lighting edits. So. Oh, hey, Nate. How's it going? Yeah, I got the 2 computers built over the past couple of days. And I had everything up and running. Let's go to standard pressure here, cross check. And I had everything up and running. I did a test flight yesterday just to see if it was going to work okay. Looking for stutters, but that left monitor, I just couldn't get reshade to work. It was working just fine. I made a change in X-Plane, required a reboot of XP12. Turned it off, turned it back on, all of a sudden reshade wouldn't work. So I've tried all the different versions of reshade going back to 491, nothing worked. I put X-Plane back in, that didn't work. I had to reinstall Windows in order to get reshade back on that one computer. What a pain that was. Just for reshade. And I don't have Windows 11 Pro. I have a Windows 10 Pro.
27, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, American 696. All right, so that clears us up to cruise. I have the Windows 10 Pro. So I have to install Windows 10 Pro, then install all the updates, and then get the free update to Windows 11. Or I have to go spend $600 to go buy 3 of those ISOs to plug into the computers, which I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. That's $600 towards a monitor, you know. So that should be in range, and that's 6.2. So that was a little bit of a pain, but everything's back up now, and now that I know that that's going to be a little funky, I have a restore point set up. So I'm going to do the same thing to that right computer. I'm going to wipe everything out, start from scratch, even though it's up running pretty good, because there was a notice from AMD about their core parking stuff and making sure it's right. And the easiest way to do that is to start from scratch with Windows. So the only good thing is that these 2 side monitors, only thing they run is X-Plane. So, and that doesn't require a reinstall. All I have to do is put in my activation code again, and I'm good. So that's nice. It's the center monitor with MS 2020 where I got to deal with that nonsense. So we've got another 73 miles to top of climb, 630 to go. So far, beautiful ride. Only thing I noticed was that little wonky nonsense going on the climb out. It may even have been me being a little too late. So we'll give that one a pass. But I do want to check on the back end, giving out flaps to see if she's going to balloon. She ballooned the other day, but I really didn't have anything set, so I really can't say that was on the Zibo-Mod. So, but we'll see on the way in this ride if she's going to balloon, you know, climb out as we introduce flaps. Still got some city lights out in the distance. Not much though. All right, we're coming up on Duffee, and Duffee 16.3, 16.4 on the fuel, so we're up 100 pounds, but I'm sure that's going to switch. 65 miles top of climb with 620 to go. We're due in at 6:13. It is 4:54, so hour and 20 minutes, just about. And we're going at 92. And that's coming into range now, and we can see some city lights out there. Don't know if the camera's picking it up though. Look rather nice. Main thing on the way in is going to be smooth performance. I'm really looking for stutters, flickers, things like that. I really didn't notice any on the way out, but I'm a little busy. I'll go back and check the video later, see if I notice any. I don't know if I'll be able to do much about them though. And I'm not using lossless scaling. This is all done by removing Windows 11 services, cleaning out the system, the shader cache, and all that stuff. So that's what that's all about. So I can imagine if I added lossless scaling, what would happen, because I only get a couple of flickers here and there. If that didn't make the whole thing like butter, I don't think anything ever will. And from what I've read in regards to laminar and X-Plane 12, 12.2, which is coming out, should be a little bit more, how would you call it, configured to give a little bit better performance. So maybe they're starting to work on that a little bit. So we'll see. But if this is running this good, I can't wait to see what 2020 is going to look like. Because there's less demand on 2020 than there is in X-Plane running this flight deck. So that's going to be interesting to see just how far I can pump that up. I'm thinking I should be able to go above the ultra settings in 2020, because I was running them above that with the sliders, that is, for the terrain data and all that. And I only had issues in a few places with some flickers and stutters and whatnot. So I'm hoping with these upgrades, hopefully that's going to be gone. And then I want to check also, see if the 7950 X3D, or because it has the you know, the 3D cache in there, or if the 9950 is going to be better for MS 2020. If the 9950 turns out to be better, then I'll just switch these two computers, and then the 7950 X3D will end up on the right side. Either that, I could just upgrade to the 99X 3D from the 79, and then just pop that chip out, pop a new one in, just recode it again, and then just put the same fan on there. I'm using the Ice Giants. Those Ice Giant coolers are amazing. The temperatures in here running the sim right now are in the 60s. Pretty cool. Middle Village, I don't know. I'd have to take a look. Right now, we're just coming up on Benton Harbor. I don't know if you know where that is. We're just over the Great Lakes. Oh, you want to keep an eye here? Go outside. I'll wave the wings to you as I pass by. All right, at Keela, we should have, what should we have here? We should have 15.6 on the fuel. We're 15.8, and we're still holding 11 when we get in. And we've got 585 miles to go, 25 miles top of climb. And that's 26 minutes since we left the gate, and 16 minutes since we entered the runway. So I have the 2 clocks set up so I can keep an eye on gate to gate and runway to runway. I use the first officer's clock for gate to gate, and I use mine from runway to runway. Let's see, it looks like we're basically going to be heading directly over just about Mattawan Air Park, if you know where that is.
We're at Canoa, JetBlue 1499. Echo Jet 2600, climb maintain, flight level 320.
I'm hoping the weather's going to be nice in New York. The approach I set up should be real nice. We should have a nice view of Teterboro, LaGuardia, Newark, and JFK. And we should have a great view of Manhattan as well on the left-hand side.
Southwest 5907 after maximum, clear direct barrel. Or we can do that maximum, Southwest 5907, thank you.
I'll tell you, these new motherboards from Gigabyte, man, they didn't come with any paperwork at all. I had a fold-out pamphlet that just opened up to show you how to set up the motherboard. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like that. I actually had to go online to get the booklet. Good thing I had another computer to go online, or else I wouldn't be able to go online building the computer to get their booklet. All right, so we're basically in the Kalamazoo area, if you know where that is. Battle Creek Executive. Oh, you're right in between? Cool. Yeah, I used to live in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Well, Bay Ridge Sunset Park, right on the border. I don't know if you're aware of the area. About a half a mile from the Verrazano Bridge is where I used to live. And when the aircraft are coming into LaGuardia, I'm not sure of the runway, basically heading the same direction if you were coming up the east and west side of Manhattan. I don't know, is that runway 4? Where basically they fly right over us. I could look out the window and just watch them one after the other coming into that runway in LaGuardia before we move down to Boca. All right, we're at cruise. That's 29 minutes from the gate. So, and we've got another 429 miles to top of descent, which it will happen at 5:51 Zulu. It's 5:02 right now, so you figure 50 minutes. We'll be on our way down with 553 miles to go. And that should be 9-7.
Not to exceed, Mach 75, JetBlue 1499.
Runway from Chicago to
Yeah, my old stomping ground. I miss the my friends, neighbors and whatnot, but I don't miss New York. Not at all. Especially that block. Oh my lord. That block has gotten so bad. I grew up on a block that had 16-unit apartment buildings lined up on both sides, which was great when I was growing up as a kid because right after school, 3 o'clock, man, there were like 40 kids outside ready for stickball, softball, wiffle ball, you name it. So we had a great childhood growing up, not like the kids down here. But now that block is just a mess. I go back to visit my sister. As soon as we turn down that block, I look and go, man, why did we stay here so long? I don't miss it. I miss the pizza though. Can't get good pizza down here in Boca. I mean, it's all right, but it's just not the same. Oh, Roken Zone, it's even easier now. I remember years and years ago when I first started doing this, back in the 80s and 90s, if you had a board that went bad, you didn't just replace the board. You didn't go online to Amazon and buy a new video board. You had to find out where that problem was and de-solder the freaking part and replace it. Way back when. Now it's even easier. Now you're just popping in new parts. And you can manhandle them a little bit. You know, I mean, you don't want to go dropping them and beating them up and throwing them, but, I mean, you could take them out of the case and move them around like this with the motherboard. Ain't nothing going to happen to that. I mean, unless you grab it by the end, try to crack it, but you can actually, they're built pretty decent. I think the big thing to be careful of are the video boards. Is the little fin that's in the back of the board, you know, where they clip down into the motherboard. That you can break easy. Contact Chicago Center on 125-975, American 696. Good night. Center, American 696 with you. 370 inbound Doxy. And at Hawk, 15-1, we're right on the money on the fuel.
United 1127 Chicago Center, good evening.
And that'll be coming in range soon. And we've got 400 miles now top of descent. What do you have for me? Medication time? Yeah, okay. I'll get him. Yeah, no, I'm at cruise, so no big deal. That should be coming into range, and that's 98. All right, top of descent at 399, 5 1/4 to go. I'm going to go take some meds. I will be right back. Did I miss anything here? Let me see here. Build the computers. I got that. Bent so many pins. Yeah, I got that too. All right, I'll be right back. Let me go take my medication. That one medication. We can hang back a little bit here and chill. All right, Doxy, 14.9, right on the money. And we're heading 88 now. Yeah, we still have a good view down there. The city lights are still lit up. Nice. I don't know if the camera's picking them up though. All right, pressure's good. Temperature is nice and comfortable. And oil pressure, temperature, quantities all looking pretty good. Contact Cleveland Center on 12045. American 696. Good night. Cleveland Center, good evening. American 696 with you. Flight level 370, inbound Sussex.
United 1127, Cleveland Center, good evening.
All right. Yeah, actually, you know, I usually fight headwinds, Roken Zone, right? I'm sure you know. I actually have a 64 knot tailwind pushing us along just about here like this. Giving us a little bit of a push. Although our ground speed still hasn't hit 500. We're 491, so I could kick it up a notch. What are we cruising at here? Let's kick it up. We could do that. See if we can make up a little bit of time for the little sightseeing I'm doing on the back end. Gonna bump it up to Mach 0.8. Oregon! Hey, how's it going, Tony? Welcome. Oregon, I don't think I've been to, I don't think I've been out that way in a while. I may have to head out that way. Go hit Seattle, head out that way, out west. Don't think I've been there in a while. I have to go take a look. I don't know, do they have any decent airports out in Oregon? Any big hubs out there? Maybe Oregon to LAX or San Francisco or something like that. Maybe even Oakland. I can't remember the last time I've been to Oakland Airport. Usually head out that way. I head into San Francisco, you know, San Diego, LAX, even Burbank. And then tomorrow, no, maybe even tonight, after I get done with this ride, I think I'm going to get set up for 2020. See if I can get that ready to go for tomorrow. Get some day rides in here and see how smooth she's going to be.
To exceed 280 knots, JetBlue 1499. Southwest 5907, cross 50 miles, Southwest parallel, maintain flight level 220. 50 miles of silent parallel at 220, Southwest 5907.
So we're coming up on Ann Arbor, if you know where that is. Detroit Willow. So if you know the area, you should have a pretty good idea where we are right now. Pretty much we're near Detroit. That should be in range. And at 9. And at Sussex 14.4 on the fuel, we're 14.6, 14.5. Top of descent at 350. 475 to go. And we're due down in another 38 minutes. And I'm hoping we got a beautiful view coming into Kennedy on the Parkway Visual. As long as the weather holds out, we should have a great view. I got a nice right-hand turn coming in once we pass over near Teterboro. And we're going to head down the west side of Manhattan. And then we're going to make a loop and turn. And we're going to come into Kennedy. 13 left. So that Parkway Visual, the short final with that right-hand turn coming in, should have a great view out that right window, regardless of what the weather's going to be like. I mean, unless it's soaked into the ground. Then it's just to see just how smooth she's going to be. That's going to be the big test. With reshade and everything pumped up, it's probably one of my hardest hitting areas.
KLM 689, clear direct Canela. Direct Canela, KLM 689.
Yeah, Detroit Airport's basically just about right below us right now. So.
Cargo jet 1891, cross Canela at maintain flight level 260. Cross Canela at maintain flight level 260.
And Sussex, we're going 9.6 now. And the fuel 14.4, right on the money. And we'll have 11 when we get in. Pressure's good, temperature's nice and comfortable back there for them. And the oil pressure, temperature, quantity, vibrations, EGT is all looking mighty fine. Another great run from the Zibo-Mod. And that's 40 minutes since we left the gate. And we entered the runway 31 minutes ago. With 4:61 to go. We're going to get in exactly an hour now. 6:14, it's 5:14. So we're going to be a little early, but I'm cranking it up here.
410 Charlie, contact line center 133.5. 133.5, 410 Charlie. Echo Jet 2600, fly heading on 160. Keep weapons clear up to the
Was that Crater Lake?
1517, contact center 133.5.
I have to go take a look. Crater Lake. Will the 737, do they fly in and out of there? Runway long enough, or is it a little runway for like Cessnas and little private jets and whatnot? Still got a nice view of the city lights down there on the left.
230.
Oh no, I took them. Wife's coming to check, make sure I took my meds.
214, clear direct Canela. Back Canela. Thanks for fight for 1+.
Alright, we should be getting a hand over here. See if they're going to hand us off to Toronto for a little bit. Looks like SayIntentions might be a little late on the changeover if you look at the boundary markings. And we're going to be following what I programmed into the flight management computer on the way into Kennedy, as opposed to SayIntentions, so we have that great view on the way in.
Number 6 on my Delta Air is moderate to extreme precipitation from your 10 to 2 o'clock and about 5 miles. Your status south for 10 miles. Number 6 on my Delta, clear direct Canela.
Was it almost 9? Yeah, I'll be in by 10 p.m. Eastern Time, I think. I'm surprised they didn't hand us over here. That should be 97, and that's coming into view now. Oh, there you go. I'll catch you on the way. You're taking out the garbage. I'll throw you a bag of peanuts out the window.
35.1.
35.1, that'll make it close 002.
4 and gate 21, contact the center 135.1.
35.1, already shake to 1, so long.
Can you go ahead and start service?
Number 302, Charlie Juliet. 60.
360, Charlie Juliet.
I'm surprised no handoff here.
1753.
We're in Toronto's airspace right now, and we're still on Cleveland's frequency. I didn't miss the handover.
KLM 689, got semi. Number 302, Charlie Juliet, climbing speed, follow 400.
Maintain 4002, Charlie Juliet.
Not bad. We still got a 54 knot tailwind pushing us along. It doesn't happen all that often. And our ground speed now is over 5. We're at 514.
Acrojet 2600, contact the center 135.1. Thanks for your help.
Good afternoon, Deck 392, second and 35, 300 at 86.
Second 392, Mr. Roger.
Good morning, Copa 479.
Go 479.
American 1774, 37 over Emogan.
No, I'll eat something when I get done.
Roger at max.
I'm good. Thank you.
The Maxim 21
And you'll be the guy standing out there with the garbage in your hand. All right, we're right near Chatham, Kent, for those of you that may know where that airport is.
American 1753, contact center 128.122.
2822, American 1753.
Still surprised no handoff. So, and then we're going to leave Cleveland's airspace and go back, Toronto's airspace, go back into Cleveland's airspace. And we didn't talk to Toronto at all, looks like.
2140, after Glade,
Interesting.
Louisville, finally maintained flight level 340.
51 Charlie Bravo, request left the course for weather.
Denver 61 Charlie Bravo, deviation left the course route, when open skid ready full speed.
Left the course, 20.
Yeah, we're over water now. They had nothing to see. Nothing but darkness and a few stars. Matter of fact, I haven't even noticed any AI aircraft. I may have to look at the traffic global, see what's going on there. I got traffic missing out of my left computer. So maybe something a little funky's going on there with that. But if that's the only issue with X-Plane, that's not bad. I'll take that. Hopefully that's an easy fix. A reinstall, worst case scenario. But that might just be a one-time fluke. I've seen that happen every now and then. Next, I want to get my hands on 2020 and see what that's going to look like. Hopefully we'll be doing that run tomorrow. Hey, maybe we'll go out to Oregon tomorrow in 2020. You know what? Let me write that down. Let's see what's out. Let's see what's out that way. MS 2020. Let's go to Oregon. See what's out that way. Maybe we'll head out to LA or San Francisco or Seattle or something. We'll go take a look.
American 1302, vicinity of the sandbar to arrival, landing east, now 10:32, 90905.
Let's have a quick peek here. See if we have any weather out there.
Denver 3800 Papa Sierra, contact center on 132.4.
No weather to speak of out there.
American 1345, contact center 126.52. 2652 for American 1345, so.
It looks zoomed in. Now, you know what it is? That's the wide angle lens. So you get the entire flight deck basically, just about. I mean, you're missing the aft overhead, you can't see that. And you're missing a little bit back of the pedestal. But the other lens brings you up closer. So you probably only get part of this screen and maybe up to here. You probably lose out on the pedestal and probably part of the overheads. But you'll get a closer up view with the front.
20.775.
Yeah, contact Cleveland Center on 120775, American 696. Good night. Yeah, they didn't hand us over to Toronto. Interesting. Cleveland, American 696 with you, 37,000 inbound JHW. But they are handing us over back to Cleveland where they should be.
Cleveland Center identified. Good evening.
Just about right where the changeover point is. So that was pretty good, but they completely ignored the Toronto.
Good afternoon, Boeing 07 level 220. Area minus 3 precipitation 11 to 1 o'clock, 0 miles area status.
What? All right. No, I said all right. Ah, we're getting some city lights back now. Out in the left and the right. We're still over the water though. So now we're just north of Old Hickory Air Park, if you know where the air park is. And that should be... What are we looking at here? So we've got 355 miles to go with 228 miles atop of descent. So JHW, we should have 12.5 on the fuel. We're 13.3 right now. N1, N2 oil, oil temperature, pressure, quantity, it's all looking good. EGT is fine, pressure's fine, and the temperature back there is looking lovely. All in all, pretty good ride. Yeah, time for those. Yeah, they're not good drugs though. They don't do anything good. Yeah, let me have you back.
Good afternoon, Delta 1700 is with you flight level 320. 1700.
Most of the runs that I do don't run over 2 hours, so this is a pretty good stability test for these two new computers. Just to see if they're gonna blue screen out or crash or something like that's gonna happen. So far, looking pretty good since most of my rides are an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 if I'm doing testing. But if they can get this ride in, I think all my rides should be pretty good. And I have completely turned off Windows 11 updates. Microsoft, you do not know better than I do for my computers. I finally found a way to turn that stuff off. I got all those services turned off. And just to test it, I went ahead and went to update. And when I tried to update, it said update failed. So I have this running just the way I want, nice and smooth. I don't have to worry about any updates coming from anybody anymore, screwing things up. Which happens more times than not, getting Windows updates. So. What about the cylinder? What cylinder? I don't know what you mean, what I ordered. I'm not sure what that means. Cylinder. I don't know what I ordered. Pretty nice thing about these Ice Giant coolers that I had, the CPU coolers. They fit the Intel chips. They fit the i7, the AM4, the AM5 sockets, both of them. It was an easy changeover. I just took my cooler out, put the new motherboard in, put the cooler right back in with just a new base plate, and it comes with the base plates already. Pretty cool. Oh, the master cylinder, yeah, that's back. That's already in the car. I actually had to send that out to, I think it went out to Michigan. It went out west somewhere. They actually had to bore it out because it had grooves in it, and they had to put a sleeve in. So that's all done. They all baked it, cleaned it, looks brand new. It's back in the car. No, it was the master cylinder. It was a break on the leaks, right up by the master, by the firewall. Well, I'm surprised you remember that. Who's that, Metro? Hey, Metro, what's up? Welcome aboard. It's actually in the garage at the other house, because this is in the garage at the house where I'm, we own two houses, so this one is in the house that I live in because I use this every day. And then the house that we rent out around the corner, my car's in that garage. So.
United 1127 Cleveland Center. Expect the Lindy 8 arrival. Descent in about 20 minutes. Just say the word if you'd like to start down earlier.
We can expect the Lindy 8 arrival and descent in about 20 minutes. American 696. Thanks.
United 1127. Expect Lindy 8 arrival. Descent in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I guess it thinks I'm asking it a question. Alright, that should be in range, 101. So, at Jamestown, we should have 12.5 on the fuel. We're 12.8 right now. We've got 175 miles top of descent with 300 to go. 10.7 on the fuel when we get in. All in all, a pretty good run. And in the real world, American did this ride 2 hours and 2 minutes. Right now, we left the gate 59 minutes ago. And we entered the runway 50 minutes ago, and we are due in at 6:14. So another 40 minutes. So we're going to be a little early, but I kicked it up a notch. Yeah, we still got some city lights down there. Nice. Can actually make out some airport lighting. That must be coming from Dunkirk. For those of you that may know the area there, Chattanooga, Chattaqua, something like that. Right near Gowanda, if you know that area. And we're losing some of that tailwind. We're down to 33, 32 knots, so tailwind isn't helping as much as it was before. We're down to 501 knots on the ground speed. Down to 500. We're going to hit the 400s here real soon. That should be coming into range now. 02.
Envoy 35.7, contact road 0.5.
What'd you forget?
Contact center 126.52.
Oh yeah, I'll take that. Had another breathing attack last night. It woke me out of a sound sleep, so I got to take some extra medicine now. Happens every now and then out of nowhere. I'll be sound asleep, and it's like I'm trying to breathe out of one of those tiny little sipping straws. Doesn't last long. Seems like it's about 20 minutes, but it's probably about a minute or so. But man, that's the worst feeling ever. Not being able to breathe. Ooh. Man, I'd rather have you break my leg. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, she knows I don't want to do it, but I got to do it. Yeah, me, I think what happens is I have to sleep on my stomach. I can't sleep on my back. Because if I sleep on my back, I think my saliva runs down into my throat and my airway closes up trying to protect it. And that's what wakes me up. Every now and then I must roll over in my sleep and I'm on my back. But man, that is... Oh, city lights look great down there off to the right side. Beautiful. All right, we're going to 119 now. And the fuel, 12.5, right on the money. 140 miles now, top of descent with 265 to go. Oh, hey, Blake, welcome.
American 301, contact center 126.5.
Oh, you do the same thing, Jason? Yeah. I got to force myself to do that, because if I don't, I could end up in the ER or worse. Kind of stinks, but nothing I can do about it. Yeah, we're down to 498 on the ground speed now. We're losing that tailwind. Yeah, I'm gonna get it, Dawn. I'll get it. I hate that medicine. It tastes nasty and it makes me hack and cough.
Windy City 980, contact approach 124.02.
But what do we have here? 130 miles top of descent. Let me go take this last med and I'll be right back.
American 763, contact 713.3.9. Descend now to level 310 and then descend the able to get through out in there. 994 down to level 310 now and then descend to the
Oh. Yeah, I hate that med. Man. Actually hurt my sides coughing like that. Those muscles are so weak, they're ticked off. Alright, how we make it out here? I didn't miss any calls, did I? Nope, we're on with Cleveland Center, 127.75. That looks good. Alright, at Hoxie, we should have 11.9. We're 12.1. 110 miles top of descent, 235 to go. Alright, temperature's good, pressure's good. Fuel is good, EGT, N1, N2, fuel flow and all that's looking fine. So far it's been a great run from the Zibo-Mod. Just that one little incident on the way up, and that might have been because it was a late entry into the hardware on my part. So, alright, that's enough air. We should still be a little bit early coming into Kennedy because I bumped up the cruise, even though we're going to do a little detour and take a look at Manhattan. The night lighting should look pretty cool. Plus it'll give me an idea if I have to make any adjustments to reshade or my monitors or anything like that. And the big thing is checking for performance, stutters, flickers, things like that. That's the big one. That's the forever fight. Been fighting flickers and stutters ever since I started flight simming back in 1985. Although I think this is the best it's ever been. Hardware is finally catching up with the software. Let's have another peek here at the weather. There's nothing out there for at least the next 80 miles. So we're right near Stony Fork, if you know where that area is. Right there is where the border is for Cleveland and the New York Center. So we should get another handoff here.
Hilton 1086 and Roger. Is there a monetary precipitation from your 10 to 2 o'clock?
41.
Southeast for about 5 miles.
Yeah, I don't know what we are down here. I think we're in the 70s now. Now's the time when we get out decent weather before it starts to get too hot. Although it's really not that big of a deal down here. You go from air conditioning in the house to air conditioning in the car to air conditioning in the store, you know. So, I mean, it's hot, but good thing is if you want to go bake, you can go right to the beach. You know, it's a half-hour drive from here.
American 1191, American contact center 135.1.
All right, we're down to about 200 miles to go. We're just about 80 miles top of climb. And I am using the latest and greatest from Zibo. I believe it's 40435, unless he put out another update, which is quite possible. The man's an animal working on his project.
American 350 flammable 3 350, Mr. Roger. JetBlue 1472, contact center 128.22. 2812, JetBlue 1472. JetBlue 1472 is 128.22, 2822. Sorry about that, 2822. American 2422, resume normal speed. American 699, good direct Albeck. Direct Albeck emergency.
Yeah, it's gone. I took it. All right, at DMAC 11.7. We're 11.7 right now on the fuel, so we're looking pretty good. Under 200 miles to go now with 70 top of descent. N1, N2 is looking fine. EGT, oil pressure, temperature, quantity. Pressure, temperatures, all looking good. Nice stable ride. Let's see if we're going to get handed off to New York now. We should be approaching their airspace any minute now. And we're basically heading into Wilkes Barre, if you know where that is.
Delta Echo Alpha November Romeo direct destination. Alright, after Hilti, it's going to be Diener Delta Echo Alpha November Romeo. Here, thank you. November 1086, good direct bypass, contact mining center 126 point, correction 12.
Still got some lights down there. Clouds might have thickened up a little bit though. Not as bright.
Number 1086, contact number 126.32. 12632.
So that means after I grab something to eat after this ride, I can start working on MS 2020 now. Maybe I can get an MS 2020 ride in tomorrow. That would be nice.
American 350, just going to maintain possible 370 traffic. Just to maintain 37 open traffic, American 350. American 505, good rest, Noah.
Tango Echo Lima, flight level 430. Charlie Foxtrot Tango Echo Lima, Center Roger. Can you accept flight level 45 today? That would work fine for us. I'll have that for you.
All right, we're coming up on Stent 11.5. 11.5, 10.5 when we get in. 175 miles to go, 46 to top of descent, and we're going to 121. And let me get some work done here before we head down. Let me take a look at this, make sure we got some stuff set in here. Put this in just in case. What are we looking at here? Decision height is going to be a deuce. That's going to be a deuce. Cross-check that.
1127, contact New York Center on 133.35.
Contact New York Center on 133.35, American 696. Good night. New York Center, American 696, with you, flight level 370, inbound Maggio. Deuce, elevation is 13.
United 1127, New York Center, good evening.
Good evening. Alright, that looks good, that looks good. That is... just in case we're socked in. I don't think we are, though. That looks pretty good. And what's our parking space? Our spot is gate 37. Where is gate 37? Gate 37. Okay. We're coming in on 13 left. All right. And we are right in that section there. So you can take Alpha down to hotel. All right. ZA Echo.
699, contact center 124.55. 2455 American.
Yeah. That looks pretty good. And I'll set you as well. Alright, Maggio 11.2. We're 11.3 on the fuel, so fuel's looking pretty good. 150 miles to go now, and we'll have 10.5 on the fuel. Give another minute or two, and then we'll get them back in their seats. Yeah, we'll be starting our descent in just a few. That should be coming into range, yeah. And I'll take terrain now. No weather really to speak of out there.
United 1127, New York Center, cleared Lendy 8, arrival into Kennedy. Whenever you'd like, descend and maintain flight level 260.
Clear Lendy 8, arrival into Kennedy. And flight level 260 at our discretion, American 696. So we're going to follow what I have programmed in here, since we're doing a little bit of a sightseeing tour here around the city. All right, 10 miles. Let's get them back in their seats.
89 at a 320.
And we're looking at 135 miles to go now into Kennedy. And that's an hour and 20 minutes since we left the gate.
16,000.
Descend and maintain flight level 16,000, American 696.
10 miles, that's the southwest, 900 miles. American 1989, thanks.
Oh, there's some traffic out there I see now. Traffic global's working. See if he shows up on the left monitor.
Frontier flight 143, 360. Frontier flight 143, Mr. Roger.
All right, here comes the speed now.
November 330, Whiskey, climb maintain, flight level 280. Go ahead, speed up to Lieutenant.
And we're on our way down. That's an hour and 21 minutes from the gate. Hour and 11 minutes since we entered the runway. 125 to go. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a nice view on the way in.
November 320, Whiskey, Cigarette, Canoa.
122. And you should be coming into range. And at LVZ, we should have 10-9. We're at 11 right now. Pressure's coming down beautifully. And the temperature's looking good. Great ride from the Mod. Right now we're dealing with a 47, 48 knot crosswind. Whacking us pretty good. So the only thing I really want to check with the Zibo-Mod on the way in is any ballooning effect when we introduce flaps. I noticed that when I was doing some testing the other day, but that could have been me. I've been flying by my seat of the pants, so that could have been my setup that did that. So we'll see now because everything in here is programmed. So we're going to be passing over Wilkes Bar, if you know that area. Actually, we're heading over right now, basically. And we're inbound Stillwater. You want some drag? We'll give you some drag, baby. Oh yeah, we got lights popping up down there. Nice. Very nice.
Mission 505, contact center 135.1. 735, 1 American 505, yeah.
Yeah, that crosswind is picking up, boy. We got an 80 knot crosswind just about, and it looks like it wants to swing to a headwind. And we're going 126. And the fuel 11, right on the button. 10-6 when we get in, 105 miles to go. And we are coming down beautifully. Winds are picking up, 94, 95, oh yeah.
American 1989, cigarette Kingsville. Kingsville, America, 1989. Yeah, 1052, I think you have links on the campus contact center.
135.1. United 1052, contact center 135.1. Under 339er, that's the 220 to
Yeah, we're getting rocked a little bit here.
Flight level 340.
And I wish the camera could pick up the lights down there the way I see it. Man, great view. So we're about 30 miles out of Stillwell, for those that may know the area. And we're under 100 miles now. 92 miles to go. Yeah, I think we're going to have a beautiful view on the way in. Geno, 10-9 on the fuel with 10-9, 10-6 when we get in. And we're coming down beautifully.
I'm at 154, same mark number. 10.85, okay, 150. I'm at 154, same mark number. 10.85, okay, 150. Yes, Newbie, American 134, maintaining 360, 18 miles south of 66.
Let's see, we should be on that arrival chart by now. Oh yeah. Lendy 250 at 19, they got us down to 16 already. So, but for Lendy, that's when we're going to go do a little scenic tour around Manhattan before we head into Kennedy. Take in the lights.
American 1889 on 150, estimated maximum 8
United 1127, descend and maintain 6,000. Altimeter 29.96.
Descend and maintain 6,000. Altimeter 29.96. American 696. We'll go down to 6.
American 1889, 16000, hello.
And that's Hardy. Fuel's right on the money. And we're just about 75 miles out.
American 1774 with 2350.
About 50 miles out of Teterboro, if you know where Teterboro is. Lights are really starting to pop in nice. And again, the night lighting that you're going to see on the way in, that's my night lighting edits, along with reshade. So you can't blame Laminar. If you don't like them, that's on me. So. All right, Stillwater. 10-8. We're 10-8. 70 miles ago. Yeah, Fort Lee, New Jersey, Teterboro, where I took my first actual ride. I had an intro flight out of a little mom and pop school there. 110. Many years ago. That was before I met my wife. Oh, that looks great. So the main thing we're looking for on the way down is any flickers and stutters. Want to see if I've reduced them basically to practically being non-existent now. I hope so. And cross-check that. We're on local pressure now. And let's have a peek, shall we? Bleed air panel is set to auto. Passenger landing altitude is in. Passenger signs are on. Auto brake selector is set. Flight instruments and radios are set. Altimeter is set for local pressure. Cross check. And recall. We got a clean board. And I just got to put the landing data VREF minimums in and we're good. What are we coming in at here? Coming in at $141. Yeah, starting to glow real nice now. Just about 55 miles to go now. Now the view should start getting interesting. Not just darkness. Lendy, we should have 10.7 on the fuel with 10.8. 10.6 when we get in with just about 50 to go. So I don't think fuel is going to be a problem unless I can't put it down.
United 1127, contact New York approach on 128.125.
Contact New York approach on 128.125, American 696. Good night. New York approach, good evening, American 696. With you, descending through 14,800 for 6,000 inbound Lendy.
United 1127,
It's 11.
New York approach, good evening, Kennedy, altimeter 29.904. Expect the ILS runway 13 left approach into Kennedy.
All right. Yeah, altimeter 29.904. We can expect runway 13 left into Kennedy. American 696.
United 1127, good evening, Kennedy, altimeter 29.904. Expect the ILS runway...
See, I think it thinks I'm asking it a question as opposed to just repeating it back to him. This is where the weather gets a little crazy. And it's going to be nice when Laminar actually fixes networking. You can see I've got cloud buildup here in the left and the right. In the left and the center and nothing on the right. Hopefully we're going to get below this and it'll open up and we'll have a nice view all the way around. But networking has been broke since X-Plane, 11. Still hasn't been fixed. But we do have birds and leaves that blow in the wind, though. Little pebbles that you can see from underwater. All right, once we pass over Lendy, we're going to make a slight right, and Teterboro is basically going to be off to our right. And then we're going to make the right-hand turn and come down the west side of Manhattan. We should have Newark out the right window, and then we're going to swing that U-turn into Kennedy. So we should have a view of Teterboro, LaGuardia, Newark on the way in. Should be a pretty cool view. Hopefully these clouds here on the 2 will open up. And again, for those of you joining in, the night lighting that you see down there, that's my night lighting edits. So don't blame Laminar if you don't like them. Along with using reshade. And we're coming up on 10.
United 1127. Proceed direct T-Lex. Descend and maintain 2100 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 13 left approach.
Yeah, proceed direct Telex. Descend and maintain 2100 till established. Cleared ILS runway 13 left approach. American 696. All right, 2100. I don't think we're going that low. We'll go down to 3 right now. We're going to take a little bit of a tour, so we're not going that low. Although it really doesn't matter. It's going to follow the flight management computer anyway. It's a nice view out that right window. Clouds are starting to break up here a little bit in the left. Not so much in the center just yet. So I'm hoping we're going to have a nice view. All right, Lindy. We've got 10.6. Well, we should have 10.6. We're 10.7, so we're up a little bit on the fuel. 10.5 when we get in with another 32 miles to go. And we're going to 128. Looks like she's starting to open up here on the left and the right. There's Manhattan. There's Kennedy out in the upper corner there. And we have Newark, New Jersey, or airport way down to the right. And right down there is Teterboro. Fort Lee, New Jersey. Pretty cool view. And it looks like we're getting at the base of them now. So another 500-600 feet. Hopefully we're going to be below this and we'll have a nice even view. And what did I say? We're coming in 141.
November 281 at 0 uniform, change my frequency 128.1.
Yeah, she's clearing up on the left now. Now it's just the center we're waiting on.
American 1889, clear direct NOAA.
American 1889.
Hey Cam, how's it going?
American 1889, correction, clear direct Maxim.
And Colin, how's it going, Colin?
American 1889.
Yeah, you gotta head out, man. I'm gonna drop some peanuts out the window. Should have a good view on this right-hand turn out that right window.
Purple 981, contact approach 120.5. 120.5, Purple 981.
And we're going 217.
Second 450, contact approach 120.5. 0.5, second 450.
Here's LaGuardia. Kennedy out in the distance, and you should have a view of Newark coming up once we make this right. There's Manhattan, Central Park, all dark in the middle there. Looks pretty cool. And it looks nice and smooth. That's the important thing. No flickers, no stutters. We want to stay away from that nonsense if we can. Here's Manhattan. So we have Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, the Williamsburg Bridge, and we have the Verrazano Bridge out in the distance. And there's Newark Airport right there. And I believe that's Linden, just out past it. All right, we can come off this chart now. And we'll do the Parkway Visual from Canarsie. I'm liking the view. Monitors look fairly even. I may have to take a little bit of brightness out. But looking pretty decent.
American 1774, contact approach 120.5.
Oh, hey, Colin, how's it going? Welcome, man. Thanks for subbing. I appreciate that.
American 1889, contact center 13.
Oh, Cam, I know that feeling of medication, man. Oh, believe me, my friend, I know that all too well.
American 1889, contact center 13.
Baltic Sea. Hey, Lassie, how's it going, man? We're doing the Parkway Visual into Kennedy, although I have the flight management computer running basically just about all of this. I just want to see what I got to work on. Looks like I got a couple of lights down there a little bit too bright. Maybe attached to the heliports. I'm about to take a look at that. That's a little too bright. A little flicker there, I noticed. But I am hammering this system.
Good afternoon, November 1592 Hotel.
2500.
All right, let's slow down, baby. And you know what? Give me the speed. A little late slowing down here.
United 1127, contact Kennedy Tower on 119.1.
Contact Kennedy Tower on 119.1, American 696. Good night. Kennedy Tower, American 696, with you, 2100. Inbound, runway 13 left. I forgot where we were heading there for a second. All right, let's get you back up, and we're going to go flaps 1.
Winds 340 at 15, runway 13 left, cleared to land.
Go to land, 13 left, American 696. And we'll go right to 5. What a great view, man. Look out that left window. Hope you got a nice view there. That looks great, man. I know you're not seeing it as well as I am, but, man, that's nice. Give me 10 on the flaps now. I think the AI is taking off in my direction. Let me have the gear now. Look at that. She's lined us up beautifully with the rabbit. Give me 15 on the flaps. My bird, I'll take it now. Let's slow all the way down. I got to have a little bit of fun here. And me 25. We'll go right to 30 on the flaps. There's the Bell Parkway. Spent many a days on that puppy, sitting in traffic, going nowhere fast. Oh, look at that view, man. That is absolutely beautiful. Loving it. I'm high by about 400 feet. We're down to about 200 feet now. A little high. Not too bad. We're coming into it beautifully. This is one of my favorite approaches. Yeah. What a great view. That looks nice and smooth as well. A little bit of a flicker there, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to get rid of all of them, but oh, this is awesome. This is like butter smooth, man. Ooh, yeah. Wow, those winds are pushing. We're not coming in with the right winds, though, but I wanted to do this approach. coming in basically with a tailwind.
400.
Just about.
2455, 769 Alpha. Have a great day.
Beautiful view.
300. Approaching minimums. 200 minimums.
Continue.
100.
Prepare for landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Welcome to Kennedy. How'd you want? What a great ride.
80 knots.
Contact ground 121.9 American 696. Good night. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to make that. What a beautiful ride.
Well, that was quite the landing, eh? I hope you all enjoyed the thrill ride. Welcome to New York City.
That's off, that's off. Let me have the APU. We can get rid of you. You can go back to test.
Few clouds at 3,200
November 152 Quebec Sierra, just going to maintain flight level 230.
Liking that.
United Airlines today.
November 528 Romeo Whiskey, change my frequency 133.5.
We hope you have a wonderful
November 631 Juliet Sierra, cross 50 miles, southwest of Farrell at maintain flight.
Let's clean this puppy up right here.
Sarah, James, and
Let's bring up that chart. And we have gate what? 37.
50 miles southwest of Farrell at maintain flight level 220.
And 1 Juliet Sierra, how do you hear?
Kennedy ground, good evening, American 696. With you at Yankee Alpha, looking to go to gate 37. You didn't get your peanuts? Oh, they must have hit you. Someone took them.
United 1127, Kennedy ground, taxi to B37 via Yankee Hotel, cross runway 4 left, then Bravo Bravo. Have a good evening.
Clear the taxi to 37 via Yankee Hotel, cross runway 4 left, then Bravo Bravo. Good night. All right, so there you go. That was a pretty cool ride. All right, we're waiting on the APU right there. That's good. And we got that cleared across Bravo Bravo. I'll go back and review the video, take a look. There's some flickers right there. But that was a rather smooth ride. The approach and the landing is a big thing. And APU is up. Let's get on APU. So that was an hour 38 minutes from runway to runway. Get a minute on the clock and then we'll get the bleed on. And they got us on Bravo.
Good afternoon, Conrad 2116 Heavy Flight Level 280.
Doing 1752, you call us flight level 340. Get a server level 340, American 76.
Yeah, lights get a little mixed up there, but that's the monitors. That's not, there's no flickers going on there. That's just the monitor not able to see that light bulb. It must be too small for the monitor. Can't handle it. And this should be Bravo coming up here, is it not? Or did I screw up? I think I screwed up. Not paying attention. Alright, let's switch over that bleed air now. And we can kill number 2. Let's have a peek. Exterior lights as needed. EPU is up and running. Your damper is off. Window heat switches are off. Your damper's off. Window heat. Yeah, probe heat's off. Engine wing, engineer. ISO off. Start selectors as needed. They're off. Auto brake is off. Speed brake is down. Flaps are up. Transponders TA auto. Weather radar is set to test. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Easy there, Louis. All right, we got this to hotel, and we got a right into 37.
265 is going to be the VS3 arrival, landing the 800-2989er.
Electric, yep, and then next should be hydraulics. Yeah, you the guy with the garbage in your hand, right?
Over 280-79 ascent. Bearing 1329.
Phoenix? Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, I could do a ride into Phoenix. I haven't been there in a while.
2990, descend and maintain for level 280.
I gotta see what Phoenix to Oregon is, see how long that ride is. Alright, this is what? This is Gulf? Yeah, we're gonna take hotel. Might be a little dark in here though. I gotta take a look at this lighting. I might have to bump this up some. That's my night lighting, so don't blame Lamina.
American 2990, squawk 5773.
5773 for American 2990.
Easy there, Louis. You're not flying for Southwest today.
Fairwing 244.
And that's hydraulics, yeah, very good.
Leveling at 300, restricted Mach 78.
Alright, hotel. This is it right here. Someone's probably in our gate.
270 vectors control spacing. American 837 flight heading 270 vectors control spacing to Havana.
Oh yeah, they're all packed here. Somebody definitely in our spot. Yeah, you see how the aircraft disappear on the left? Gonna take a look at that. Oh, some flicker there. Alright, let's see if we can just find a spot anywhere. It's pretty packed up in here. It's hard to tell because they disappear on the left and then they're back on the right. So I think, yep, here's BB. BB, baby. BB. See if this guy's gonna move. I doubt it, but we'll see. Gate 37, this is us. Yeah, it is a little too dark. I gotta button up. I gotta brighten up these lights at Kennedy a little bit there. Oh, easy there, Louis. Easy, easy, easy there, Louis. Easy there, Louis. All right. Anti-collision and let them run around. All right. Let me have the flight bag. Ground service, give you set the chocks, ASU doors, get those open, the chocks are in position. We could lose that. Ground power is available. Let's get on ground. Confirm. We'll get on unconditioned air. So we want you can go off, and you are on standby. Let's have a peek. Electrical panel, APU ground, we're on ground. Bleed air panel, we're set for unconditioned air, right? APU bleed is off. Left and right packs are set to auto, and the isolation valve is open. Fuel levers are set to cut off. Anti-collision light is off. Passenger signs are off. Fuel pump switches are off. Galley power is off. Window heat switches are off. Hydraulic pumps, electric 2 and 1 are off. Exterior lights as needed. We have logo in position. Flight director switches are off. No, they're not. They are now. Chocks in position. Parking brake off. And since I'm not going to get another ride in tonight, I want to go work on MS 2020. Let's shut it down completely. And I think X-Plane 12 is basically done. I just got to figure out the issue with the Traffic Global on that left monitor. Alright, IRS selectors are off. Emergency exit lights are off. Exterior lights are off. And bleed air panel is set. Engine start selector to both AP or ground. We're going to disconnect the ground power. AC/DC selectors to standby, and DC battery switch is off. And that is a wrap. Alright, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that ride. I always have a blast when I get a chance to come in here. And I always enjoy the company and the conversation along the way. So thanks for stopping by. I know you have plenty of choices on YouTube to go and watch some stuff. So I appreciate you coming by and hanging for a little bit. And let's see, what did I miss anything here? I got that. Pecan Lake. Oh, really? Oh, okay. You're 10, Colin? Oh, you got a long way to go before you hit my age, buddy. I'm getting ready to hit 64. I've been around a while. All right, everybody. I'll catch you on my next run. Take care.